Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about EV stocks, and we're also going to be talking about the two big dogs, Ford and GM, because, well, one, these two companies, their stocks have been doing absolutely amazing. They've been doing much better than a lot of these pure EV plays have been doing as well. They've just had an amazing run since mid 2020, I'd say, to now. They're just doing, their stocks are just going up and up and up, and things are just looking really good. Now, I would say keep an eye on those. If you're somebody that likes to invest in those companies as well, great. I'm sure you made a lot of money, especially with stocks like Ford, who's just had an absolutely amazing run this past year. So what I want to say is these EV stocks that you guys that we talk about on this channel all the time, and that I'm sure a lot of my viewers are invested into, Ford and GM already have money in those companies, or a lot of those companies. So there's a lot of money that Ford and GM kind of just floats around. We know that GM had their hands in Nikola Motors, their hands in Lordstown Motors, and we know how things are with those companies, but that still didn't hurt GM. GM has been doing great in general. And for Ford, for example, when Rivian does have their IPO, Ford is already a major backer of Rivian, so they're already, a partial owner of that company. So Ford has a lot to gain with Rivian, and Ford has a lot to gain with their own company and their own lineup of vehicles that are going to be coming out. So we're going to talk about all this money that's coming into this space, as well as what we can be expecting with these EV stocks, and should we be also keeping an eye on Ford and GM as well. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or gently press that like button. Helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting. And subscribe if you have not already. And if you are interested in being a Patreon and helping support this channel even more, I would greatly appreciate it. I do have one. There is a link in the description and in the pinned comment below. And there's a private Discord attached to that. All right, now let's get to it. So Biden sets a goal to make half the U.S. auto industry electric by 2030, and this is being done through an executive order. As you guys know, that California and other countries have also set a goal to put a stop to the sale of new combustion engine vehicles by 2035. So Biden setting this rule 50% by 2030. We already know, for the most part, we could see pretty much every company doing the same thing by 2035. So we know how quickly it's going to be decreasing in the sale of combustion engines, which also should make you think, is now the time to start buying into these charge stations? So here is Biden with these EV SUVs behind him. And so this was a little bit of an event that was done for signing this executive order. Now, the 50% target, which is not legally binding, by the way, won the support of U.S. and foreign automakers who said that achieving it would require billions of dollars in government funding. After signing the executive order on the south lawn of the White House, President Biden jumped in a waiting EV Jeep, which he had proceeded to drive rapidly around the grounds, even honking at one point to let people know he was coming. Now, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler's parent company said in a joint statement that they aspired to achieve sales of 40 to 50% of annual U.S. volumes of electric vehicles by 2030. Now, the funny thing here is that General Motors Chief Executive Mary Barra and Ford CEO Jim Farley were among those in attendance, and of course they would be, right? Now, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, whose company makes EVs, tweeted early on Thursday, "Seems odd that Tesla wasn't invited." Asked whether the White House did not invite Musk because Tesla is not a union shop, White House press secretary said, "I'll let you draw your own conclusion." Now we get an idea of how much this is going to cost. The Detroit 3 automakers said the aggressive EV sales goals can only be met with billions of dollars in government incentives, including consumer subsidies, EV charging networks, as well as investments in R&D, and incentives to expand the electric vehicle manufacturing and supply chains in the United States. Now, all this news is great for Ford and GM shareholders. If we look at Ford from the last year, its price range has gone from $6.41 at the low to $16.45 at the high. Currently, the stock is trading at $13.71 at the time of making this video. Now, if we look over at what GM has done over the last 2 weeks, the stock has traded from a low of $24.44 to a high of $64.30, and currently the stock is trading at $54.40. So both those in general, though, are still up 100% from where they were last year. Now, hopefully, some of that money does go into these other EV stocks. Of course, like Tesla. Hopefully, they do get some of that money. But as far as who's selling more vehicles, we know that the big three Detroit automakers do really well at selling vehicles, and we know that's where most of the money is going to be going anyway. So a lot of it's going to be going to them. Tesla will get more than all these other smaller EV companies, and however else it will be divvied up from there. But that's why I'm saying keep an eye on Ford, keep an eye on GM, because they are going to be very big players in the whole EV space. And at the same time, some of these other smaller EV companies that we're following, who knows where they're going to be at in the next 5 years, as we really do start seeing a bigger push into EV vehicles being sold. And I don't know, just something to watch, something to keep an eye on. So anyways, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I just wanted to talk about this in this video. I think this is a very interesting subject, and as some things that we really do need to take into consideration when we're looking at the whole EV space, because there is going to be some bigger players that are going to be, being thrown into this market even more, and it's something to get ready for. So I'd like to hear your thoughts, opinions about that. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.